Tonight I had the luxury of setting a boundary with a child, and some parents might have found this dismissive, but I was seeing a pattern develop. And knowing a little bit about how our brains work before bedtime, the pattern that we were developing was something I didn't want to continue, and it was one of disempowerment and victimhood, where she would complain and ask for clarity around students' behaviors towards her, and how it made her feel, hurt and sad and all of those kind of yucky feelings. And I had to say to her, I was like, I absolutely want to be here for you to have this conversation. However, I don't think that we're going to have this at bedtime anymore, because this had become a trend. And I know that young children kind of decompress their day around bedtime. But I also know that before you fall asleep, the last thing I would want to think about would be disempowering things. I know when I hit my alpha stage, I want to be thinking of the things I'm building and creating, and I want to think of empowering things and uplifting things, because those moments before bed set your tone for the next day. And so I said to her, I would like to have these conversations with you, and I think that we should have these after school or after supper. So still towards the evening. And I'm like, we can go somewhere by ourselves and sit and chat. And if you need to unload and cry, because she's an emotional processor, you can do that. However, I want before bedtime to be, instead of focusing externally about what others are doing and what you think it may mean about you, that you realign and recenter within yourself. And you worry what you think. I said, do those people love you unconditionally? No. Do those people have your best interests at heart? No. Are those people in alignment with themselves? Maybe, likely not. They're also probably acting from disempowered states. Why do people hurt each other? Because they hurt. Because they're trying to gain something that they feel that they lack, whether they know that or not. And so it really helped her. I'm like, we're going to take this time right now to talk about the light that you bring to the world, the gifts that you have, the things that you might want to bring to fruition, just empowering you to feel comfortable in who you are. And I said, however, that doesn't mean we negate patterns. I said, you can give them your curiosity. You can give these interactions your curiosity, but you don't give away your power and your meaning and your value and your worth to them. But you become curious about it. Does a certain conversation happen with multiple people? Does a certain type of interaction happen with multiple people? Then maybe, likely, you're the common denominator. And how are you contributing to that situation? And it's not in a bad way, like you're wrong, but it's just be open and curious to seeing patterns. And then from there, make an action plan. I wonder if I did this tomorrow, what would that look like? And you can fall to bed thinking of potential possibilities of how you could act empowered and in your sovereignty with these people, and also honor your growth edges as well. So that's what we talked about. Those are the kinds of conversations I have with my kids before bed. They're 9 and 11. I've had these conversations with them for the last at least 4 years. And I don't think it makes them better than anybody else, but it starts putting seeds of awareness and self-responsibility into conversations. It allows us to honor others, but also learn how to self-reference. And that's really big for me, both for my own